in Tampa. Tom Gorup is with us, and Cheryl Randecker. Both worked at Sensata for 33 years, were told their jobs would be terminated by year's end. Tom and Cheryl, welcome to Democracy Now! Tom, let's start with you. Tell us what's happened.
Well, when they took over the plant, they told us...
Who is they?
Sensata Technologies. When they took over the plant...
Well, who is it owned by?
It was owned by Honeywell, and they sold the automotive business to Sensata Technologies, and they brought us into a meeting and they said all the jobs are being moved to China by the end of 2012. And they have, since that happened, they have slowly started to move this equipment out, and these areas which were full of equipment and full of people working very hard on this highly technical equipment is now empty space, where the only indication there was ever anything there is the discoloration of the floor.
Wait, Cheryl, how did you find out who even bought your plant? It was owned by Honeywell. You're making these sensors for General Motors, for GM. And then what happened?
We actually found out, we all went home and looked up Sensata, and we found out in the summer that it was owned by Bain. And then we found the connection between Bain and Governor Romney. And that just spurred a little bit of emotion that we wanted to stand up and fight back and take a stand for the American people and for our jobs. I was in China for Honeywell's, moving their lines, and then I was over there in June of 2010, and they said the automotive line had been sold. When we got back to Freeport,
in China?
In China. When we got back to Freeport, we asked the managers at that time if this was true. No, this is not true. The end of October of that same year, they announced that they were the automotive line was being sold to China, or to Sensata, and was probably be moved.
So now you were training your replacements in China, and then some of the Chinese workers came to the plant to be trained here as well in the United States?
The workers that I trained in China were for Honeywell. The workers that we trained here in the States at this last group of people were the Sensata workers.
How did that feel, to be training your replacement?
Knowing that you're going to be completely out of a job and there's no hope for any job in our area, it was gut-wrenching, because you don't know where the next point is going to be. I mean, we're 52 years old. What are we going to do?
Tom, taking this issue to Mitt Romney, how have you done it? Where have you raised your voice?
Well, the first thing we did was the employees signed an open letter to Mitt Romney urging him to come to Freeport and to help save our jobs.
Now, locate Freeport, Illinois.
Freeport, Illinois is about 2 hours west of Chicago and about 20 miles south of the Wisconsin border. So it's really in the northwestern corner of the area of Illinois, and the economy there is really bad. So after we wrote the open letter, we did petition drives to congressmen. We did a petition drive which was delivered to the Bain Capital headquarters in Evanston, Illinois, and we attempted to bring the open letter to the Romney campaign headquarters after they repeatedly said that they were unaware of the situation. At every stop when we had to tried to have contact with them, they locked us out of the building. At the one campaign headquarters outside of Madison, Wisconsin, they called the police on us. So then we tried to ratchet it up, and we actually went to a Romney event, campaign event, in Bettendorf, Iowa, where we politely asked him to come to Freeport, Illinois, and help save our jobs. And our response there was we were also forcibly removed from there. We're there trying to save our jobs, and we were called communists. We're trying to save our jobs from going to China from the United States. We were called communists.
Yesterday when I was talking to you in Romneyville, you said as they called the workers communists, you asked why they're sending your jobs to communist China.